Welcome to I Speak African, the podcast where culture, controversy, and commentary collides. In today's episode, we're diving into the explosive allegations made against none other than media mogul Tyler Perry by actor Dixon. The claims are serious, ranging from inappropriate text messages and groping to full-on sexual misconduct, all said to have happened between the years 2019 and 2021. Dixon is now suing Perry for a staggering $260 million in damages, but there is more to this than meets the eye. Now let's talk timing. Just 4 days before the lawsuit was filed, Perry gave a bold speech at the 2024 BET Awards on June 9th, where he said, and this is a quote, "I have made more black millionaires, hear me when I say this, than any other studio in this city combined because I'm making footprints." Then boom, on June 13th, Dixon filed his civil complaint. Coincidence? I don't think so. There's a growing speculation that Dixon's move might have been strategically timed to ride the wave of Perry's public spotlight. Now, before we break down the details in the case, let's talk about Tyler Perry, not the mogul, but the man. For years, there has been public speculation around his identity, particularly his sexuality. A lot of that stems from his iconic portrayal of Medea, a loud comedic female character who he created and played for over 2 decades. Some say it's just acting like Martin Lawrence in Big Mama's House, which I personally enjoyed. But there's a difference. Perry created Medea, he wrote her, he played her, and he kept her alive long enough, even when he said he was done playing her character. And then he pulled out the Beyonce level Lemonade post-credit scene and a Medea homecoming. And then there's his personal life. He shares a son with an Ethiopian model, or alleged Ethiopian model, named Jalila Bekele, and the two quietly split in 2020. Most fans didn't even know that they had a child. I mean, I was following this for a long time. I remember when this came out and I was like, when did Tyler Perry get a girlfriend? Who is she? I looked her up, can't find anything about her. You don't know when she came to America. Nothing about her. And we never see that kid. And the kid, I think, is about 5 years old or 6 years old. We don't see the child. So, it's very weird. But, now let me be real with y'all. Tyler Perry built his fan base on the back of Medea, a Christian fan base. And I believe that his Christian fan base would still support him, even if, it were to come out that he was, homosexual, which is that's no issue. If that's his truth, if that's the life he wants to live, that's his business. Now, let's not forget the Boondocks parody that mocked Tyler Perry. The character was known as Winston Jerome. Now, that's actually my favorite episode, or one of my favorite episodes of the Boondocks. Now, that episode was reportedly pulled because Perry threatened to sue Viacom, and he said, if you guys do not take it off the air, I will take off Meet the Browns, and I think another Tyler Perry show that was very popular at that time. I can't remember which show it was. But that episode clearly touched a nerve with Tyler Perry. Now, if you guys haven't seen it, I'm going to share you a clip of the Winston Jerome episode.
Story starts with a beautiful, educated, professional black woman trapped in a troubled marriage with a brown-skinned bald dude from Law & Order.
How can you do this to me? Get out. I'm going to marry this white hussy because you are too virtuous and strong and might make me a better man.
Then, a dude who looks like Shamar Moore shows up as the shirtless, light-skinned gardener who just got out of jail.
Excuse me, may I rake your leaves?
At first, she acts like she doesn't like the light-skinned gardener, but eventually she gets to know him and sees a sensitive side.
Now, I know that to you, I'm just a poor, light-skinned gardener who can't even afford a shirt. But I love me some Jesus, and I love me some you.
Oh, Lord, thank you, Jesus. I never thought I'd ever be with a man so loving and light-skinned.
And I will always be light-skinned just for you.
Being a good Christian woman, she gives her marriage one last chance because Jesus said so.
I am dark-skinned and bald, so I hate you, and I hate Jesus.
And just when the brown-skinned dude from Law & Order is about to hit her, here comes the shirtless gardener.
Hold it right there, bald-headed dude from Law & Order.
The woman and the gardener kiss, having found true love through Jesus.
Now, there has recently been some backlash brewing online, especially after Tyler Perry's film Straw hit #1 on Netflix. Now, some black women, and I emphasize the word some black women on TikTok have been calling for his cancellation, saying that they're tired of seeing black women portrayed in pain, struggling, and always battling something. But let's not act like it's one-sided. I did see a woman who spoke up in support of Straw, saying that the movie spoke directly to her. I've been struggling as a single mother. There have been times when my lights have been cut off. I've been late on rent. I didn't have any electricity. I didn't have any water. And Tyler Perry's stories make me feel seen. So I'm gonna play you a clip of those videos from those specific women who are saying that Tyler Perry should be canceled, and then also the other woman who is saying that he should not be canceled. In fact, that she enjoys his movies and she enjoys the fact that they speak about the plight of many black women in America and also around the world.
I ain't want nothing. I was just calling to say, in 2025, we gotta stop watching Tyler Perry movies. We have to stop the madness, because this man does not care about black people. I mean, black women specifically. If you're a black woman happy in life, be careful, because Tyler Perry is lurking somewhere in the shadows waiting to come ruin your fucking life. Okay?
Who said she thinks Tyler Perry hates black women because he's always putting us in some desperate situation. But when I was watching the movie, I related so much to Taraji's character. Like, you don't know struggle until you struggle when someone's looking up at you. I remember one time Egypt and I had just got home and I told him to go take a shower, and then he came back downstairs and he said, "We don't got no water. Did you forget to pay the bill?" And I'm like, "No, I ain't forget. I knew I just didn't have the money."
I get where the criticism is coming from. I personally tapped out of watching Tyler Perry's movies after Medea's family reunion. But the thing is, there's a huge audience that loves his movies. Why? Because they center around family, faith, and redemption. And that matters to a lot of people, because your average American, your average black American is not rich. Your average black American, I'm not saying they're poor, but your average black American family is a working class family. If they have a father and a mother in the house, they're not super rich. They're making it, but they're still doing their best, and that a lot of that is seen in Tyler Perry's movies. Not just that, but then you have single mothers who are like, the mother from not just Straw, but like the Family Reunion, Diary of a Mad Black. Oh well, she was rich until her husband took all the money. But then you have, or like what's it called, Daddy's Little Girl, even though that was Idris Elba. But the point is, you have a lot of black Americans and other black people around the world in diaspora who aren't rich and who see themselves in these Tyler Perry movies. Now, and I always say, if you don't like his movies, don't watch them. He's not forcing people to watch them. I saw, Acrimony. That movie, it was bad. I watched it though. And that's because I want to see what everyone was talking about, like how bad it is. I also watched Mea Culpa, and I saw, Divorce in the Black. Divorce in the Black, in my opinion, wasn't too bad. It wasn't too bad, but yeah, I still watched it. And if you guys don't like the way he's portraying black women or black men or black families in his movies, you guys don't watch it. No, he's not forcing anyone to watch his movies. He's not forcing anyone. And just don't watch his movies. But let's not cancel him because he makes movies that everyone doesn't agree with. And clearly, he built a $1 billion empire off of storytelling, and you can't build that much, money off of your stories unless it resonates with a whole bunch of people. It resonates with millions of Americans, and not just black Americans, white Americans, Asians and other Americans. It's not only us that are watching Tyler Perry movies. It's other races, and other demographics that are watching his movies. Now, so let's get back to these very serious claims and allegations. So according to Dixon, he met Perry at the grand opening of Tyler Perry Studios in 2019. Perry allegedly approached him, asked him if he was an actor, and exchanged contact information with him. Soon after, Dixon landed a small role on The Ruthless, one of Tyler Perry's shows, and then a later role on another Tyler Perry show called The Oval. And if you don't know what The Oval is, it's about, I think it's about an interracial family. They're not, the mother is the president and the father would be the first husband or the first gentleman, and all their kids are grown up. So it's like their step siblings and stepmother, stepfather. Then after that, things take a turn for the worse. He claims that in January 2020, he was invited to Perry's home for what was supposed to be a casual gathering. And then after some drinks, Dixon said that he was coerced into staying the night and woke up to Perry touching him inappropriately. Now, I haven't seen any. I'm still waiting on these are all allegations. I'm still waiting on some evidence, And then another alleged incident happened during a follow-up meeting to discuss a show that Dixon was developing called Losing It. Dixon also said that there was harassment on the set during the Bahamas trip, and this is a cash trip. During the Bahamas cash trip, that Perry offered pay raises and production opportunities in exchange for silence. And when he didn't play along, his character on The Oval was allegedly, taken off or killed off the show as a form of punishment. And then this is all what Dixon has alleged. Like, there's no proof that Tyler actually took his character off the show because, he didn't give Tyler what he wanted. Okay, now here's where this is where I'm giving my opinion. Do I believe that abuse should ever be excused? No, absolutely not. If somebody's getting abused, it doesn't matter if it's in Hollywood, if it's, you're a nurse and you work at a hospital and a doctor, no. Or you're you work at a law firm and you're a legal secretary, no. But, let's talk about the timing of everything. Dixon didn't file any police report, no HR complaints, no EEOC filing. Now, for those who don't know, EEOC is it's a governmental agency that allows employees to file based off of sexual harassment, religious harassment, racial harassment, ageism, and a plethora of other different categories that I don't have the top of my head, but you guys can look that up. But he didn't file this EEOC filing until June of 2024, a full year after he left the show. So if it was that traumatic, why did you wait so long? And let's not ignore the fact that this is a $260 million lawsuit. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. Even for a billionaire, that's still a lot of money. Dixon alleges that he lost over $400,000 in income and now suffers from PTSD, depression, and insomnia, and has even been prescribed Zoloft. And that's valid if true, but also there's something else. There's the element of looking for clout, looking for compensation and control. It's starting to feel less like he's looking for justice and more like it's a strategy. Like, all right, like I didn't make it in Hollywood. What's my next move? What's my next plan? Oh well, there's this billionaire guy that's interested in me. Maybe I can get some money off of him. I mean, $260 million. If he got that, he wouldn't have to work ever again. Like, your average American doesn't make $260 million in their lifetime. So you give somebody $260 million, they could not even leaving America, but they could stay in America and live a very good life with $260 million, let alone leave the country. If they were to leave the country, if he was to leave the country, go to anywhere else in the world, he could go to the continent of Africa, he'd go to South America, he could go to somewhere in Asia, somewhere in Europe, well, maybe like Western, Eastern Europe. Yeah, and he could live like a king forever. And he could just invest that, or even if he doesn't want to invest it, he could still live a very, very good life, better life than your average human. Also, there's another thing that, if any of these interactions didn't happen, where's the NDA? Like, why didn't Tyler Perry make him sign an NDA? And like I said, this is all alleged. You're worth $1.4 billion, and you didn't have your legal team on top of that. Like, that's a huge oversight. That doesn't make any sense. Like, if Tyler Perry does settle this could open the floodgates to a whole bunch of civil suits. Like, look at all these other really, really wealthy black men in the past 10 years, 15 years, who have been alleged of, indecent actions. Once one person comes up and they settle with that one person, boom, you got like 50. You got like 60. So Tyler Perry needs to, really think this through. Now I'm also going to share with you guys the alleged messages between Perry and Dixon shortly, so you guys can use your own judgment for that. So I'm gonna upload these messages. Y'all can read it. It's something I actually want to talk about. So if you guys want to talk about it, feel free to leave comments and I'll respond. Another alleged victim has come forward about this whole Tyler Perry scandal incident. This individual, his name is Braxton DeMarco Wells. He briefly had a role in The Oval. He posted a series of emotional videos on Instagram on July 7th. And coincidentally, as I was about to post this video or upload it, I came across these tweets and these alleged messages, and I decided that let me go back in and just make this recording and edit everything so I can put it all together. So DeMarco, he describes himself as a disabled U.S. Army veteran. He claims to have been flown out from Los Angeles to Georgia under the promise of a new acting career or new acting opportunity. But according to Wells, what actually happened was very disturbing, or far more disturbing. He alleged that he was groomed and sexually assaulted by Mark E. Swinston, the senior vice president of scripted programming at Tyler Perry Studios. Wells says that the assault took place at Swinston's personal residence. Now that's a huge allegation. Now this is where it gets even more serious. Wells claims that Tyler Perry himself knew about the incident, but he chose to remain silent, allegedly to protect both his executive, Mark E. Swinston, and also his own brand. Wells put it bluntly, accusing Perry of keeping a predator in your house to maintain a clean public image. According to reports, The Root and Soap Central and others, Wells was pressured into signing a non-disclosure agreement, or an NDA. Under duress, he alleged that his own lawyer and studio reps threatened him if he considered taking legal action or even going to law enforcement. He claims that he received a settlement, possibly around $500,000, in exchange for his silence. Now, this allegation, it speaks volumes, because when it was with just Tyler Perry and Derek Dixon, Tyler Perry could be quiet. But now this is not Tyler Perry, but it's one of his executives, somebody who worked for Tyler Perry. So now it's displaying that people that worked for Tyler Perry worked under not only duress, but they worked under a very predatory environment. So now Tyler Perry's gonna have to speak about that. Somebody's gonna have to come out, either his his PR or some kind of publicist. Somebody's gonna have to come out. Like, they can't be quiet anymore. Now, I don't know what's going on at Tyler Perry Studios, but somebody's obviously doing the bending. I don't know who. I don't want to know, but somebody's doing it. And so both of these lawsuits, it's not just about abuse. It's also about power, reputation, legacy. And for Tyler Perry, whether he's gay or bisexual or whatever he is, he needs to come out and tell people what he needs to come out. I remember when Kevin Spacey was, accused of everything that he was accused of, Kevin Spacey came out and was like, yeah, I mean, even though that was no excuse, Kevin Spacey was like, I'm gay. And I think those were young, like teenagers or something like that with Kevin Spacey. Whereas with Tyler Perry, these are grown men. With one, Derek Dixon, that's a grown man. So if Tyler Perry likes men, he needs to come out and say he likes men. This is not when he first came out, 25 years ago. Or 20 years ago. This is 2025. He can come out and people will still, watch him. People will still, listen to his, people will still watch Madea movies. They're not going to stop watching Madea movies because Tyler Perry, he came out, because that's something we've been speculating for a long time. But I'm going to post the tweets, the Instagram post of Braxton Wells' alleged messages that he wrote. He posted on Instagram, and whatever. This case is getting very interesting. We'll see what happens further down the line. I'll keep you guys posted. Make sure that you like, share, and subscribe if you found today's episode thought-provoking. You can reach me at ispeakafrican12@gmail.com. And remember that the same episodes are also available on Spotify. Until next time, stay blessed.